Lost love. A lot, if not most people, when they hear those two words, will have that person on their mind. That person that made them feel at home. That person that they could not imagine living their lives without. That person that they can be with 24/7. Or that person that made them feel incomplete when they're not around. Now in my case, it's not a person. It's a sport. Billiards. Or pool. I was introduced to billiards at a young age. My dad owned 2 pool tables back home in the Philippines, and he was getting it rented for a per game fee. Back then, I would play on the table before it was open for public, usually around 5 to 6 a.m. And before people would start playing, and even when they come, I used to just keep playing until I was told to get out and let them play. I used to shoot regularly with this guy named Ken, and over time, we both got really good at it. We was running racks, clearing up the table, pretty much making the balls from one ball to another, having the right positions. The best memory I have about playing pool in the Philippines was I remember winning my first tournament that my dad held. In the tournament, it was separated into 3 classes, A, B, and C, A being the best class. I joined Class B, even though I could have played in the A. I won it. Fast forward, my family moved to the Philippines, moved from the Philippines to here in the US, and I completely forgot about the game. First of all, we did not have a pool table in walking distance, and the main reason why I played a lot back then was because it was accessible. And while I'm here in the US, I got caught up in playing basketball, and I totally forgot about the sport of billiards. On top of the pool table not being accessible, there was no pool halls around, and really the only time you could play pool, if you did not own one, was going through bars and pool halls. And at that time I was underage, and nobody really told me, like, hey, we should go play pool here. And now of course I'm thinking, why didn't my parents see that, see my potential and provided that for me? But most Filipino parents think that education, aka college, going through college, is the only way to success, or the safest way, I would say. And they probably thought that playing pool could just be my hobby, and they didn't really push that. But you don't know what you don't know, so I can't really blame them for not leading me to that path. So, lost love. Why did I come to this conclusion? Well, after close to about 12 years of residing at our first ever house in Georgia, we finally moved around November, December last year, 2021, and I started getting back into pool. Everything happens for a reason, and the best thing that has ever happened to me because of that move was falling in love with the game again. Over the 12 years of being in our first residence in Georgia, before I started back playing constantly, I've played probably less than 5 hours of pool. I played in bars when I used to drop my sister, drop her off, and sometimes I would stay around and play. And I also played in college. There was a pool table in our game room in Middle Georgia, and also I won a tournament there. I believe it was spring of 2018. I won $50 worth of Nike gift card, and I still got a trophy that's still sitting in my room today. Now that I mentioned that, even when I was not playing, the talent was there. I was still pretty good. I was beating people who played constantly, even though I barely touched the sticks. For the past 2 years, I've been in this journey of figuring out myself, and I've been taking hints and being reactive to them ever since. So when we moved to a new house, the thought just crossed my mind. I should probably start playing pool again now that we're closer to the areas that has the bars and the pool halls. And of course, I'm of age now, and that's what I did. As soon as I walked into B&W, the pool hall around my area, I felt at home. I just felt so full, and it's like I feel like this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here to do. You know what I mean? People saw me shoot around at that time, and they would come up to me asking me, yo, where do you shoot at? Meaning where do I usually play at? And I would tell them, like, yo, I haven't shot in so and so years. I've been playing a lot, and they would tell me that I'm lying, and deep inside I'm like, this might be my thing. You know what I mean? Some people might see it at first and you might not see it, and that's when I realized, and I was like, oh, this might be my thing for real. I've had conversations with a lot of people before about talent and etc., but I always tell them that I was not good at anything specific. I just want to get where I want to get to in life, and which is achieving my goals. To name some, make sure to buy my parents whatever they want, live a life where I don't have to worry about my next bill, and it's just automatic taken out of my card or my bank, and I don't look at it at all. Being wealthy, pretty much. Most of my goals are achievable through getting more finances, like getting my C8, making sure I can provide for my kids, and etc. And I'm just gonna say this now. Yes, I know money isn't everything, but it's very, very important. People would say, "Oh, why?" Of course, I used to be hesitant about admitting this, but there's no better feeling than being able to be like, "Hey, mom, here goes 5 racks," or "Mom, where do you want to go? Would you like to go on vacation?" Or "My girl, babe, where you want to go? Where you want to eat?" And now that I got a job, a decent job, being able to eat out is a blessing all the time. Like when I can just be like, "Oh, I need to go to a restaurant and get steak and stuff like that," and not worry about what I need to eat tomorrow. It feels great. And there's a median, right? And I just want to be away from that median as far as I could. You know what I'm saying? That keeps me motivated. Yeah, money isn't everything, but it's important. And I've just been curious about what it takes to get to where I want to be in life. And the one that resonated with me was like what Jay-Z said. It's pretty much saying that you got to live your life through what you're talented at, what your passion is. And like I said, I didn't used to think like this because I didn't really play pool and didn't get into it. But this is it. I feel like this is it. I have to live my life through this, and I want to see where this takes me. Cause I'm naturally talented at it. And speaking about being lost in basketball, it's like when I used to play a lot of basketball, people would talk shit and I would just get so down and say, "Oh, this ain't my thing, I don't really care," and I would just get discouraged. But with this, it's like I'm very competitive with it. Like I want to get better. I want to see where it takes me, and sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Like right now in my job training, and I had to find a pool table. I'm away from home, and I just had to find somewhere to play pool. It doesn't matter where it's at. Of course, the nicer it is, the better. But if in this area that I'm at right now, there's like 7 foot pool tables, old pool tables, and I'm just like, yo, I'm playing pool. And of course, when I looked at it at first, I was like, "Oh, what is this?" But when I played, I'm like, yo, I gotta deal with the cards that I'm dealt with properly. This is all I can do right now, so I'm gonna keep playing it, staying stroked. And I've been going every day to that place, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I have to live my life through this. This is what I'm naturally talented at, and this is my lane. I have to stay in my lane because there's no traffic in my lane. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. And that line came from him, and I will live by that.
Produce, mix, master, engineer, written by me.